What's up, guys? And today I'm going to be showing you how to make cell fracture, like a cell fracture collision in Blender. Alright, let's get into it. Okay, so the first thing you want to do is basically probably just delete, I'd say delete everything here. Now you want to really scale this up to make it like basically big enough so you can break it. Alright, let's see how that. That's pretty good. Not too thick. Well, it really depends what you're trying to do. But if you're just trying to make like a simple cell fracture, then that should be good. Now, it really depends what you want to do. If you want to have sharp, like really sharp lines, and like what you want to do. But if you just want to have like perfect squares which will fall like together, then you do this way, and this is where I'll show you how to do it. So you go to your object. There's probably a shortcut. I'm pretty sure it's F3 or F2. Wait, F3. Yeah, it's F3. So you can use F3, but you can also go up to object up here. But I do look up cell fracture and then just click on it. Now, there are a lot of complicated things here, which I can probably do a video about, but I'm just gonna leave it as it is. Now, the recursive shader is something you don't really have to worry about that much, and it's just not really important. I don't really use it that much, but it's more the point source which I use. Now, the source limit here is how many, how many cubes or blocks you're gonna split this into. Now, I usually, just because this is small, I will usually say about 20. Now, there are things here called there's own verts, child particles, and annotate pencil. Now, annotate pencil is when you take the pencil thing and draw lines across it. But I'm not going to go into that because it's a bit more difficult than it looks. But that's theoretically what it is. You go around, shoot that, and then you should be good. But we're just going to do the normal way and see how that goes. Anyway, so I've lost it now. Not good, but base kept the same. So you go 20. We'll do own particles just to make it like square, so it looks good and it keeps it the same thing. Noise, yeah, I think that's good. Source limit we'll just keep to 8. Don't really want to change the materials. If you do have another material, just add that to 1, but just don't worry about that for now. Everything looks good, so we'll just make that. Now, it'll come up with a bunch of cubes. So this is what we want. This is what should happen. And all these cubes are their own object, like their own little thing. So you can use them whichever way you want. Literally, you can bring it out all the way out here if you really wanted to. But that's only if you want to. I'm just gonna want to get a ball and push it straight through it. So we'll just do that now. Now, if you don't know how to do this, I suggest you watch like a tutorial on how to do general things. But basically, to get a cube or whatever you want, you just go to add, mesh, and they have all of them here. The curves are a bit hard. You probably want to watch another tutorial on that, and it's just a bunch of other things which you just want to watch. But the camera, that's pretty hard. But I don't know if I'll render it or just show you how to do it. I think I'll just show you how to do it. I won't render it. Anyway, so we'll just go to UV sphere, alright? And we'll just add that. Now that's just going to wait here. You probably want to shade smooth that. That's just going to wait here until I can sort out rigid bodies and everything like that. Okay. So the first thing that you want to do once you've got all your stuff ready is you want to probably, I'd say, get rid of the original cube. So you just have the blocks and nothing else. Alright, so now once you got all the blocks and nothing else, you want to shift A, mesh, and plane. Now you want to scale that up so it's bigger. It depends how much you want it, but it has to be bigger than the square. It can't be small like this. It has to be bigger like that. Just so when we rigid body it, it can all fall down. I probably want to make it bigger so I don't really mess it up that much. But there we go. That is looking good now and alright. Like, it looks okay. Now you want to go to your plane, go to the physics tab, and then press rigid body. Now, once you've gotten to this stage, you'll know that it's falling. Now, you do not want this because it's not going to capture this whole cube thing. So, once you're on rigid body, you want to change it to passive and mesh. Now, once you've done that, it should stay as the way it should do. So basically, after you've done that, you just want to click one of your cubes. It doesn't matter which one, just any one of your cubes, and go over to rigid body again and select active. So you can just leave it as active and make that mesh. Now, once you've done all that, you'll see, if we just play now, it will fall and hit there. Now, it's not acting like a normal thing would. And the reason is because I've added it to mesh. So you want to change that and bring it back to convex hull. So we'll just do that again with all of it. Doesn't matter if it's active or passive. Just change it back to convex hull. Now, if we do that now, it should just land like that, straight on. Now, if you want it to jiggle around and do that, you can press mesh, but you're going to have to go into that and fix it yourself. So I'm just going to leave it like that and just do it that way. Okay, now, once you've done that, you're going to now want to, shift select every single cube on there, on the cube thing that you've done. Now, once you've done all that, you want to go back to your original cube that has all the things on it and click on it so it's yellow. It should be yellow and everything should be red. Now, once you've done that, you go up to object, not F3, object, rigid bodies, and copy from active. Now, once you have done that, theoretically, everything should fall down, and it all does. But there's one thing. They're all hitting it, and there's a bit of movement, but they're not all falling down, which is actually good for this if you're following this fully. But if you want them all to fall down and hit the ground, you probably want to go back to the start, location, and then just Z them up, and then just change it before you've done all their rigid bodies and stuff like that, because once you've done all their rigid bodies, you can't really move them. So after you've done all their before you've done all their rigid bodies, you want to bring it up and keyframe, and then just as it would normally fall down, and then theoretically it should all fall down. So once you've done that, and we watch it again, bit of shake, but it's still together, you're going to now want to click this. Now, this ball is going to go through there and hit through there and get to his side, the other side. So now I'm going to keyframe this ball. We'll go 70, GY, straight through, and then location. So now, if we play it, and through. Now, the reason why nothing is happening for this ball, and it's not hitting it over, is because you haven't made the ball an animated rigid body. Now, how to make it an animated rigid body is pretty simple. All you have to do is click on rigid body again, third time, and make it an active, so it can hit the active. Don't make that passive, make it active, because if you make it passive, it would all just, everything would not look right. You want to go active, hit the animated button, and make it mesh. I don't think it really matters if you make it mesh or convex hull, but I don't know. Alright, now if we see it, it should just bang straight through. Now that is basically what to do to make a cell fracture, and it's pretty simple. It's just the way you do it. But yeah, it looks pretty cool. If you look at it from this angle, drop it, bang. Now I could probably, if you wanted to do a bigger one, you'd probably want to make it more wider, probably put Mook cubes in there, make the ball bigger, but that's not really what that is. But basically, and then you can texture all this and make a really cool animation. But anyway, that's going to be it. Hope you enjoyed that, and hope it was helpful. But yeah, I'll catch you guys later.